Hey guys, Don here. Got another story for you. This pertains to my experience knocking door to door, and the first thing I thought before I made this was how was this going to cross over transition to what anyone does? I mean, pertaining to either marketing online or they have an online business, online presence. And I said, well, I think that these principles could help because I've used them actually in other businesses, and I actually still use kind of these mindset principles on the internet. But I just want to, have a practical story of how I thought and processed the experience because I think that would help people out there. So, as you know, knocking door to door can be quite painful. Anyone would know that. I mean, if you don't, then just go try it and you'll understand that after knocking about 100 doors and having a lot of rejections, and having people either let their dog out on you, most cases, or sometimes it's a big aggressive dog like a German Shepherd running for your life, and watching the people in their living room window laughing because and then that there was an intent to what they did. Not really doesn't really feel too well, but I had to take a lot of those negative experiences and process them in a certain way if I realized that I was going to survive in the job. And at the time, I was making a very good income. I was making a six-figure income, and I didn't want to leave that because I already was able to achieve it, and I had a set plan, I had a set schedule, I knew exactly what I needed to do and the work that I needed to do to get those results. So it didn't mean that I was going to have any negative experiences because it's just the nature of the job. So what I would do every time I would go to a door and someone would be just really nasty to me, like I had people curse me out and just completely just threaten me, I would have a kind of filter or screen of how I'd process it. I wouldn't really let it seep into my consciousness at all. I would really just kind of just let it go out one year at the other and just stay positive. And I just said, it's at the next door. It's at the next door. I would say these things, little affirmations all the time. It's at the next door. It's at the next door. The next door is, I just say next door is going to be the winner. Next door is going to be the winner. All day it was like I was in meditation, and a lot of times it would be either 98 up to 100 degrees. I was sweating, or in the wintertime we're talking 5 degrees or less. I worked in -5 before, and I would say these things all the time. It's at the next door. Oh, the big sales around the corner. This is going to be my biggest day ever. This is going to be the best day ever. And I would just keep psyching myself out, throughout the day, no matter how painful it was or how many negative rejections I got. I would keep just saying this to myself, and I was just really friendly to everyone. And people were really negative. I said, that's cool, here's my card if you'd like to. Say, no, I don't want your fucking card, and I would say, that's cool, I couldn't even give them my card in most cases, and I would just say, have a good day, and just kept on moving. And I said, well, how can I learn from this? What can I do to learn from these experiences? Being that I did, make a lot of money doing it, how is this going to help me in my life? Because I always learn from, experiences. I would constantly say all these positive things after all these rejections, and I realized that I wasn't allowing any of these negative experiences to really seep into my mindset. And if I didn't, I just would have a bad day. Another thing too, if I were out there 4 or 5 hours and I had just no results, I would always say, someone's going to call back. Someone will call back. If I left flyers on the door, someone's going to call back. Someone will, and they did. I mean, I knew that people did. It may not be, that day, it may not be next day, maybe 2 days later, maybe next week, but I said, someone's going to call back. Someone's going to call back. So it motivated me to leave cards and flyers on the doors, knowing and trusting and believing that someone would eventually call back. I've actually had police officers come out their door and said, I'm a police officer, and I noticed that you put flyers in this entire block, and I'm going to get in my patrol car, and I'm going to follow you right now, and I'm going to watch you take all the flyers off the doors that you just put on all of these 50 doors on my block right now. And I had to do that. I had to go down the street after I walked an entire 50 doors, and this police officer followed me in his squad car, and I wasn't going to, cause any trouble with the police officer. I just did what he said, and I went back, and it was like 98 degrees that day, and that's how I started my day. I mean, most people would just quit. and just be like, fuck this. I'm not going to do this anymore. But I said, you know, it's okay. I said, thank you, sir. I apologize for disrespecting you in your neighborhood. I will not be on the street again. And I apologize again, you know, and I said, I walked away from that. And I said, it's okay. That the day is not over. I'm going to keep moving, and it's at the next door. The sale is at the next door. It may not be the next door down the street. It may be around the corner, but I know it's going to be the next door. And I know that someone's going to call me back. It may have not been this street, but I know it's going to be at the next door. I would just constantly psych myself out. See, folks, you're going to have challenges and obstacles in anything you do. But controlling your mind is very key, especially when you're not receiving the results that you desire. You have to keep focusing on what you want, because then you will begin to attract the results you want. See, and I'm going to turn this into a very a good ending from that experience, and the best experience I've ever had with two good experiences I had with knocking door to door, of which I don't do anymore because my body just can't take it. One, you know, I had the best day ever, and it was a $1,200 day. It was my 10th wedding anniversary. I only worked from 10 to 4. I made $1,200, and all the sales were within less than a block. Everyone bought everything that I had to offer, the best package that I had to offer in all those homes. It was only 4 doors that I went to that made those $1,200. And I had the best wedding anniversary because I was able to leave earlier. And right at 4 o'clock when I stopped my date, a big thunderstorm came down. So I beat the clock, I beat the weather, I had the best day ever, and it was my 10th anniversary. I hold on to those stories because I know that if I can go to those kind of pains and have successes and those experiences, I know that there's always better things around the corner. And I'm always looking at the next door. Even though I'm on the internet, I'm looking at the next door, and I'm looking around the corner. I'm looking for the next day. And I'm attracting those things. Another story is I had a similar day in another city, and I walked across the street, and within 2 hours, I made another $1,000. I mean, it was only about 2 or 3 doors that I went to, and it was only about 2 hours worth of work. And after that, I was just hanging out with people. I made new friends. Now, I'm not saying door to door is the smartest thing to do, because you can do a lot more and have a lot more leverage, especially on the internet. But the main purpose of this video is to take those mindset principles to be able to attract the things that you desire, even on the internet. During the times when you're not getting the results that you really want, stay focused, stay positive, stay committed, and constantly have a lot of positive self-affirmations that it's at the next door, it's around the next corner, it's the next day, it's the next lead, it's the next visitor, it's the next traffic or website visit, and those things will keep you moving to get the results that everyone wants. Thanks again for watching my video. This is Don Walker, and until next time.